Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 64th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Arun in the Get Fenris.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle. He's 19, a Philodox, and has found his purpose with the Garu. He's known as Guards the Low, Child of Gaia.
Hello, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a third of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm George. I'm playing Roy Mindscape. He is a Ragabosh with the Stargazers.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hi, I'm Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
After the moot and the discussion of what to do, they have sent the Infernal Alphas and Dimitri ahead to scout out the fallen Winter Fang to gather as much information as possible, while Fomori's Bane, along with another pack called Dawn Dream, as well as the Silver Fang Elder, who had come along after their long stint outside of the Sacred Stone, Carson faces the storm, Sokolov, are all beginning to move towards the Sept of the Five Mirrors to gather the warriors from that Sept to perform a joint operation to take on this hive and close the heart of the pit so that the company, Good House International, cannot use it to create tainted pages for their product that they ship all across the country. You begin to approach the Bon. Kyle, Cora, Mark. Carson walks closely behind and says, "You're more familiar with the Sept, so I will let you speak. I will speak up when necessary, but I will allow you to guide this discussion."
Fantastic. This is a Sept with Kyle's dad, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is he pretty high ranking in the Sept?
If I remember right, he's just Adrian.
Yeah.
Kyle, do you think that it would be... Well, I think on your part it would be wise to talk to your father about this, but do you think it would be wise to seek his guidance on who to talk to and how to go about
As Carson speaks up real quick, going, "I believe you'll want to speak to the elder of the Caern first."
That would be more wise. If anything, Nightbiter would probably advise that more.
And who is the Elder of the Sept?
The elder stands with the river.
Mark, if you want to give the Howl of Greeting, since this is your home.
Of course. I will let loose the Howl of Greeting and give a slight urgency in the tone.
You hear a returning call, welcoming you back home and to enter the Bon. As you get to the edge of the Great Lake, and you see the kinfolk there with their boat to take you into Sept ground proper.
We'll transform back to human.
As you see Stan and Krista. Mark, welcome back.
Stan, Krista, it's great to see you. I'll kind of rush over and give him a hug.
They give you a hug and they start moving into the ship as they go, "Wow, quite the entourage."
It is. Our mission is very important.
I've heard. Come on, it takes about an hour as the ship slowly makes it to the islands of the Caern, as you are let off, and Stands with the River as well as Rends the Wicked are there to greet you.
Greetings, Stands with the River and Rends the Wicked.
Both women nod, and Stands with the River goes, "Sits and Calm said that he received your spirit, and that you have confirmation that the Winter Fang has fallen."
This is indeed true. Many here that you see saw it with their own eyes as well. The Caern and the Sept have fallen, and there is only one survivor. Many here have already seen it with their own eyes, and the sole survivor actually works with us. He works with another pack. They go ahead and scout and reconnoiter.
So we've heard. What do you need to make sure that this mission is successful? There was some talk, but I want to know, what is the goal? Simply to wipe out the spirals?
The goal is twofold. The plan is that we need to cut off the heart of the Cairn so that they don't have access to it anymore. And then, if we can, to wipe out this hive if possible. Or, if anything, take as many as we can.
We will call a moot and gather as many here as we can to discuss this. Do you have any Thurges among you who are capable and powerful enough to perform the rite to close the heart of the Cairn?
Oh, there are Thurges among us, but I know of myself. I do not know of this and do not have the knowledge.
I understand. Well, come on, we'll get you back into the Cairn proper. As they start moving you back in, as you hear an excited kind of and you see the Metis with his pitch black eyes walks with the Forgotten. Mark!
Walks with the Forgotten!
As he comes and he just jumps at you, grabbing you with a hug.
And he'll return it, and he'll laugh and pat his back and shed a little bit of a happy tear. It's been a while.
It has. Your rock collection's still, up to snuff. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm sure you've added to it.
I've done what I can, but I've been mostly on Caern grounds. I haven't been able to leave too often. It's getting a bit frustrating. I feel like I'm going to be a Cleoth till the day I die, or at least till the day of the apocalypse.
Well, don't hold such absolute with that. Maybe it will happen. Maybe you'll find your rank. But it's great to see you.
It's great to see you.
I got new friends to meet with you. We have much work to do. I'm sure you can help.
Sure, as he goes, oh, hey, Kyle. Hey, Cora.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, hey, I've got the shed all set up. You two will be able to keep, or you three will be able to keep my room. I'll take Lupus form and stay out here for the night.
Well, you can take the form inside with us if you want.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Yeah, we absolutely wouldn't want to put you out of your own home. It's kind of you to offer it to us.
Of course. Of course. As he kind of taps his head in a kind of oh me sort of thing, but you get the sense of the nervousness and the Garu culture regarding his breed that he has grown accustomed to.
Understand.
It doesn't go past Mark, but I definitely out of character. I kind of want to go with Mark that Mark didn't really care. He was Metis. Mm-hmm. He and him went through the trials together. He and him were mentored together by Nightbiter. If anything, he doesn't even notice it.
Okay. As you guys start heading over and the moot getting ready to begin, we move back to the former Caern that belonged to the Sept of the Winter Fang, as Roy, Dimitri, and Zeb, you start slowly approaching as you are once again greeted by the great sign that says, "Coming soon, Good House International."
How big is the sign?
It's one of those billboard kind of signs, like on the side of the road.
There's no one around. I want to trash it.
All right, you
tear it down.
As you shift into Krynos and just tear it down.
And then just continue to make our way into the area stealthily if we're on grounds now.
Okay, yeah, could I get a Dex stealth roll, please? Diff 6?
Dex Krynos. Dex stealth.
If you're going to be in Krynos, the difficulty will be Diff 8, given your size and clumsiness.
Well, then never mind.
Yeah, now we're doing this in Lupus, man, yeah.
As you start moving through, going as silently as you are able, all three of you type in the chat a random number between 1 and 10, which one you want to choose, but you cannot use the same number as anyone else in the group. Dimitri, You step down and take 2 points of lethal damage as the bear trap closes around your arm, and you hear the sickening crunch around your front paw.
Ah,
I'll move in and cover his mouth.
As he looks down, you see the bear trap coated with pure silver.
I don't know much about traps, so I don't know how to undo this. And I'll look to Zeb.
This might be brute strength.
It would be. You'll have to have a form that has opposable thumbs.
Yep.
curse
If I
my
remove
lack
my
of
arm-
thumbs.
Oh, if I remove my hand, will you be quiet, Dimitri?
And Dimitri's going to grimace, but he'll nod.
All right, Zeb, let's go.
All right.
All right, what form are you guys going to be in?
Hamid, it's
I was gonna ship to Glabro.
yeah, we can do Glabro.
All right, so since there's no real time constraint, you shift into Glabro. As you both grab, whoever has the highest strength, you'll make the roll and you get 2 bonus dice for your companion.
I have 5 in Glabro.
All right, you got more than me then.
Straight strength. 5, 6, 7.
As you pull open the trap, Dimitri, you're able to pull your leg out. As Roy, you let it go and the trap snaps shut as you feel kind of blisters forming on your hands that quickly regenerate away as you touch the silver in a form that rejects it.
Expecting that.
Keeps us out of Krinos.
Yeah. We'll have to be more careful going forward. They've probably trapped this up with more than just bear traps. That or this is just illegal hunting.
It's probably just the start.
Yeah, Dimitri's going to say there's been an issue with wolf hunting for years in the state. It's illegal, but there are still some who do it. It's an issue among the humans.
Zeb will kind of grimace. We'll make sure to file a complaint. All right, Roy, what do you think?
We gotta be careful. Can't just go headlong into this, but traps.
This is gonna be salt in a fresh wound, brothers. This is just one. I'd imagine pits and a couple others too. We'll just be a little bit more aware. It makes us know that the path isn't gonna be easy to get back in.
We knew this coming into it.
We did. All right, we'll keep a look around. Keep reasonably close to each other.
So how do you guys want to proceed?
Slower, but with more precision.
Okay. Could I get either a Perception Survival, Diff 5, or Perception Investigation, Diff 6, while moving through this forest then, to represent you guys looking out for the traps? Alright, so Zeb and Roy, you're able to move without incident. Dimitri, could you pick another random number between 1 and 10? And put it in the chat, please.
It won't roll the same number twice.
That's a
That makes me
mistake.
scared. That makes me scared.
On the plus side, you don't take ag from silver in your lupus form, but you also can't regenerate. Alright, you don't step on a trap, but Roy, you do notice something. You notice several traps along the way, and it looks like they were placed around here hastily but strategically. It looks like they're trying to funnel you through specific paths, in the physical world at least.
I'll turn to Zeb and Dimitri. I think they're trying to point us in their direction. I think if we can bypass these traps and get off the path, we might stand a better chance. I don't want us walking into a trap.
That would be best.
Best to find a way around. Otherwise, this is gonna hold up a whole lot of Garou.
As you continue onwards and you start moving, could I get a perception alertness. Difficulty in lupus form 8. And then a second roll at diff 4, please.
Can I use Iron Resolve to get an automatic +2 on the first one?
Sure.
You said diff 8 and then diff 5?
Diff 8 and then diff 4, I think.
Okay, roger.
Well, I didn't need it, but I got it.
Yep.
And then diff 4. It's gonna be one of those nights, huh?
There you go.
Roy, Zeb, and Dimitri, you notice actually there is a camera hidden, very well hidden, in the trees. It has a red blinking light showing that it is recording, and it is not attached to any electronics. There's no wires, no nothing. There doesn't seem to be any sort of power source for it. The other thing that all three of you notice is that this place has a distracting amount of deer urine smell, as if someone has been just spraying the trees, the ground, everything with it, to just overwhelm any sort of sense of smell that any kind of wolf would have, and to mask anything. So deer urine, deer feces, things like that, just raw animal smells wiped everywhere.
This isn't the work of the spirals.
It depends. You're outnumbered. You want to control the land. You want to defeat us using this form, the form of the wolf, to be stealthy. You harm us in our warrior form. This is pretty well constructed, Roy.
Which is why I'm thinking it's not the spirals.
Even if it's their minions. Just because they're chaotic doesn't mean they're stupid.
Out of character, I thought there was another, there was a company that was trying to take over. That was the...
Oh, the other one, though, is a security company. That was top grade security.
I think it's some security company that was doing this. If we remember back to Pentex, Zeb, I think it might be either them or another... No, it's the security company working for a group like Pentex.
I don't think that makes it any better.
It doesn't. That just means we have two enemies in this area. And they might just be allies.
That seems likely.
What do we want to do about that camera?
We can either avoid it now or destroy it. I don't know which one's better at this time. Destroying it gives away our presence. Avoiding it just means that we have to deal with it at a later time.
Well, if we are simply just scouting ahead for now, I say we should avoid it.
Agreed, we need to keep moving.
Now let's go.
You continue on. Once again, the smell is just kind of bombarding you from all directions. It's hard to get a trace here. It's distracting, but you finally get to the lip and you see the construction site as they continue to work. You see the workers continuing to go. The foundation is getting well in order as you see the cement trucks pouring, and they're starting to bring in things like cranes and things like that and setting them up. You notice that there's a new trailer to the far end labeled security, as well as several storage units that are filled with construction supplies to help the workers guard their equipment from the elements while they're not working. You see two fairly built security guards. They're carrying pretty elegant equipment, though the construction workers seem to pay them no mind, and they seem to chat with a few of them friendly enough. As they eat, they chat, and they seem to be working as well as they can.
Get a count of how many people are there.
Okay, as you start looking around and you start through just visual alone, it looks like there's probably 30 to 40 workers there, and at least as far as you can see, there's maybe 4 security guards right now. There might be more hanging out in the security building, but it's really unclear. As you sit there watching, you see government vehicles arriving, as you see what appear to be city councilmen from nearby towns talking with the management of this place as they go into the buildings and seem to discuss things like tax breaks and things like that to try and really revitalize the local economy so that the people have jobs and the city council can get more tax revenue.
I don't see a lot of security, but I don't recognize that trailer far on the end over there. Do you think we should have a closer look?
That's what we're here for.
What we don't sense are any spirals, and that's the thing we need to find out.
They might be further in.
They might be.
Dimitri, where's the Caern?
And I'll lead the way to the Caern.
As you start leading the way to the Caern, you start moving in, but the heart of the Caern is near the heart of the construction site.
They started the construction on top of the Caern.
Already?
That's where the foundation's going. That's part of their build process.
They waste no time. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to flip on the comlink that I have
Okay.
and report to Tyler the amount of workers and security that we've had.
Okay.
It's a much more accurate, but not like down to a single person.
All right. Roll Gnosis, please. Difficulty is the Gnosis rating on the fetish. You just get static. Looking around too, you notice that the fence is a little more fortified. There's a lot more cameras around, though these ones have plugs and things like that leading to the security building.
Are they heavier in certain spots? Are there any blind spots that we can find?
Yeah, there are a couple blind spots specifically towards the gate. Could I get another perception, or could I get an intelligence survival roll from you, Roy?
Intelligence, survival, standard diff?
Yep. You need 2 successes.
I'm going to be using a lot of my willpower on this stuff. I'm going to use a willpower on it.
This will be a recollection thing, so your willpower will not be applicable to this one.
Oh, okay. Then... Ha! Still got it.
There you go.
That
Good night, man.
blind
Awesome.
spot, it seems to be directly in line with those paths that are clear of the silver bear traps.
That does not bode well. I'll turn to the group. Guys, the paths that we were following initially lead to the camera's blind spots in this area. They know exactly how we're going to attack if we do, or when we do at this point. So they're fully equipped and prepared to deal with any sort of attack on any front.
That doesn't give us a lot of option.
We might be able to attack them from the Umbra, but I think they might be prepared for that too. Knowing what we've seen up front and all these silver traps, I'm sure they have umbral defenses.
Keegan, is it possible to look across the shroud in this area to see what the Umbra looks like?
It is.
Okay. I keep on forgetting the werewolf mechanic versus the mage one, and I'm like, I don't have spirit sight. How the hell do I do that?
So you can peek. So you can peek. What it means, though, is you're going to shut out seeing this world entirely.
Okay, nothing new there.
So you can't hear or see anything on this side of the gauntlet if you do this. Just so you know.
Okay. All right.
And that'll be a Gnosis roll. Difficulty 4.
All right. Fellas, I'm going to take a look on the other side real quick. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to mulligan that. All right, well, it's going to be one of those for me then. Okay. It's like, oh, you want to do theurge stuff, do you? Not today. All right.
Ain't that the story, though?
Ain't that the story? That's why he's only got one eye. All right, there we go.
As you watch him concentrate, and his eye instantaneously turns white and almost semi-translucent, as you can see into the back of his socket, just slightly. As you look in, you see the trees shifting and moving. The umbral trees rot is even greater than it was before, the fungus leaching off of it as they seem to move back and forth in a sort of rhythmic sort of pattern. There are scrags here as well. You see several scrags and a few other minor banes, not as many as one would fear on this side of the gauntlet. But it does seem like you do see some spirals walking on that side of the gauntlet as well.
How many? How many can I perceive?
Looking around, it looks like there's at least 9.
All right. Can I perceive, like, the hive from where we're standing, looking toward the heart of the old cairn?
It's difficult. Hives tend to be underground, but you do notice that some of the metis regularly start crawling into the earth and diving down. So it looks like they are able to dig themselves down as quickly as possible as needed, and that there are tunnels elsewhere here on the Caern, or here on the Cairn's grounds. Well, I suppose you'd call it a pit now.
Those tunnels are are a reflection in the Umbra. Are those a reflection from the physical world, or are those tunnels that exist purely in the Umbra?
Those tunnels right there exist only in the Umbra because the metis are using the gift burrow, which allows them to burrow underground.
Okay, that's what I figured. But I just wanted to make sure I didn't say the wrong thing. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I will take one last terrifying look and then return to the normal world. Is there another roll to come out of that, or can I just dismiss the effect?
You can dismiss the effect.
All right.
Can I do one last thing for me, though?
Yes. Absolutely.
Could you roll Perception Occult difficulty 9?
Call diff 9. Man.
Willpower is not usable.
Wish that was int instead of perception, but all right, whatever. Perception of call diff 9. Here we go. Come on, old man. Nope.
All right, you don't pick up on anything.
All right.
Do I?
You shut your mouth. All right.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you, Sig. All right, fellas. Oh, not as well. Bad. Several scrags, a few banes. I counted 9 black spiral dancers on that side. At least ones that had the ability to meld with the earth in the tunnels they've created in the Umbra. So potent, I can't tell if there's more inside the pit or not.
We have to assume more.
So at least 9, plus the security here, the traps, and the route in.
Meanwhile, back at the Sept of the 5 Mirrors, the moot has begun as the sun has set. The entirety of 5 mirrors have come together. As Stands with the river steps forward, her voice calm, going, "Brothers, sisters, it is time. The Wanderer has sent his favored among us to forge an alliance and to fight together to exact vengeance upon fallen brothers. I will let them speak from the hearts and let them speak to us on what they suspect and what the plan is so that we may be ready. I will ask any of you who wish to stand forward to step forward, but I will put a cap on how many go, for we are a small sept and number only 12, and so we cannot send too many, lest this Caern be left undefended. Favored guests from the sacred stone, come by the fire. Tell us.
I say we should approach together.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. That we should all go together, and I would let one of y'all speak.
Since this kind of seems to be, this is Mark's brainchild right here. He will gladly give another explanation as he did at Sacred Stone.
Okay.
So he will approach the fire. He will reintroduce Two-Hearts and Guards the Low, and he will give a fervent speech just like that at Sacred Stone, but this time with the more refined plan of how the main objective is to cut off the power of the heart of the Cairn so that the spirals will no longer have access to it. And the devastation caused by us can possibly allow the stopping of the human activity there as well. But the main focus is cutting off the heart of the Cairn, dealing with the spirals as they come, and possibly destroy the hive if it's possible, and then get out of there.
Carl sits in calm, sits up. He seems calm, but you notice the flames of the rage in his eyes as he goes, I was a child of the Winter Fang before I came here. My roots lie deep with Fenrir, but Unicorn called to me. I will go with you, for I know the right to close the Cairn. And without that, it seems your plan is lost. Though I warn you, this right can be dangerous and can do harm to the mother. I will gladly do what I must. It's that simple, really. I will walk with you, friends, as he steps forward to the rest of you, ready to march forward into the fray. It is then that Swims with the Moon steps forward and goes, I am the worm foe, and it is my duty to launch raids against the worm, and so, too, I shall go with you. Plus, it will be fascinating and instructive to stand with the Silver Fang who single-handedly killed the great Bane spirit who infected parts of Mount Everest. As faces the storm, laughs and goes, please, this is a united effort, and single heroics will not win the day. Finally, Ragnar, Songs of the Battlefield, steps forward, and he goes, I am of the blood of Fenrir, and I too trace my roots back to Sacred Stone before coming here. I have always missed my home, and I have always loved it, and now it is my duty to purge it. It is here that, stands, raises her hand and goes, I believe that is enough. That is over a quarter of our Cairn now. As you see, walks with the Forgotten standing up too. You see kind of this shaking in his eyes that he clearly wanted to speak up right before her hand went up.
Mark will address to Stands in River. That's it?
Stands with the river, I believe.
Stands with the river and say, I believe walks with the Forgotten, wish to volunteer as well.
Please, Great Elder, I wish to prove myself to the nation. She takes a deep breath. Very well. He may join you as well.
Mark will look at him and kind of toss him a wink and a smile.
He smiles back. And so it is done. We'll have to think of contingencies, to say the least. As Carl goes, I need to speak with you, Mark, and you, Wahali. Right, am I getting your name correct? And Wahali nods. This will be about the right and ways to make it go faster if we need. This quicker way is what risks harm to Gaia, but if things get bad, it seems like this would be the best way to ensure our success.
Of course.
As he spends the rest of the night teaching you how to channel your gnosis into him for the right.
Okay. Out of character, when the way that he was talking, was this something we will be doing, or is
no,
it something
it's a last minute thing. If he cannot
Okay.
do the right proper, because the right proper takes time.
Okay.
And if you are running out of time, then he will do this kind of, last minute Hail Mary.
Okay, and I would assume a signal would have been discussed.
Yes.
Alrighty, perfect.
All right. And so Roy, Zeb, and Dimitri, as you continue to watch, as you're trying to watch patterns and things like that, you notice a couple more people stepping out. The guards are changed out. The humans seem to be going, or the security guards seem to be going into the security building when their shifts are over, but you don't really see them leave when their shift is over. And then the workers are working a lot, like way more than what you'd expect for normal construction companies. The floodlights turn on at sunset, and they continue working, seeming to be doing it for the admiration of one of the people there, as they all seem to be overly friendly with him, or genuinely friendly with him, I should say, not overly. As he talks to them, thanks them as he's handing out pizza slices and things like that, thanking them for their work. All that as these construction workers start to leave at around 11 at night. And you've seen many of them even in the early mornings when you got here. As they leave, the floodlights kind of stay on. And from the forest, what it seems like, or at least over a hill, you see others starting to step out. You see these horrific, monstrous humanoids in the shape of weird, bestial creatures that aren't really a one-to-one comparison to any real-world animal, with elongated fangs and gums reaching out of their deflated-looking humanoid heads with dagger-like claws, scales, and feathers. You also see several hulking-like men who stand at maybe 6 feet tall with massive muscles, with chitin holding it up, wrapped with knotted muscles, all of them holding military-grade weapons with clips to spare, and you notice the gleam of silver knives as on their sides, as well as the big ones having some sort of like silver brass knuckle situation that doesn't seem entirely effective in the long run, but could certainly do some damage. As well as a couple guys who hop out who look relatively normal, just a weird kind of skin pigmentation difference.
And how many did you say, Keegan?
Total, you see the night shift, quote unquote, there are 10 of them. It looks like there were a total, after your count, 8 humans and 10 of these guys.
8 human security and 10 Fomori.
Yep.
Add that to the list.
Wow. It might be time to go.
I'm thinking the same thing.
You start heading out as Roy. You're going to start doing, at least catch a few hours of your Stargazer holiday. But you notice something strange. Every time you tried to find a reflective pool in the Bon or the former Bon of the Caern, it was muddied and greasy and couldn't reflect anything. Even the ones you used the first time you were here to go into the Umbra. Completely unusable as a reflective surface now. You get off the grounds, and Roy, you're able to take Zeb on your Stargazer journey into the High Umbra tonight. It's restful, and we will see that in a future episode. But until then, that is what you gathered. Are there any other things that our investigation team want to attempt before reconvening with the rest of the group in 2 days?
When did they break ground?
They broke ground several weeks before you came to the Caern grounds.
I thought the Caern just fell.
The Caern fell when Morgan left, and that was a couple weeks before you actually, left.
Oh, so it was like a couple days right after it fell then.
Yep.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, they wasted no time. Maybe do a bit more digging on the security team.
Okay, what would you guys like to do?
Who they've been contracted with. I think that Fomori's Bane actually dug into that themselves. But do a bit more digging as well on our end. See if we can't try and uncover more information. Who's contracted them out? What very specific details that they would have done.
Okay.
Specifically, the places that I know of.
Okay.
And why the hell do they have Fomori as part of their security team?
All right. So, yep, you find out that they have outsourced to Top Grade Security. Top Grade has worked with the military and have been equipped with military-grade weapons in the past. They have been tied with Magadon in previous things. They've also been tied to Endron oil, though there was a big stink in the 90s and early 2000s about Endron sniping security or Top Grade Security's people, though the two companies seem to have continued the relationship at least semi-amicably. Since then, Top Grade Security seems to be owned by another company called Good Nation Patriotism, which is another security subcontractor. Good Nation Patriotism is a larger security company that owns 3 other ones. These other smaller companies were also tied to this. Good Nation has also done subcontracts for some of the other big private military contracting groups. They have had several stints in the Middle East because of that. Good Nation Patriotism also has weapons contracts with Herculean Firearms, as well as several others. You have been looking into sort of things like that. Continuing on, you also find that company is owned by a shell corporation. That shell corporation is known as Securities Conglomerate. It looks like Securities Conglomerate actually owns Herculean Firearms, as well as Good Nation Patriotism, and an MRE food manufacturer that subcontracts with Heinrichs for their big kind of like depot stores that a lot of survivalists like to go to. And that's about as far as you were able to get with that sort of level of investigation, and took the entire time to try and dig all that up.
Fuck. The rabbit hole goes deep, and it's probably deeper. Alrighty. Can I, since we're off of the Caern grounds now, can I try and contact Kyle one more time?
Yes, you can. He's pretty close now. He's maybe a couple hours from you, so make that roll.
Oh, let's hope I can do this better now. Woo!
He picks you up.
Hey, Kyle. This is Roy.
I'm glad it's you and not a stranger.
I just wanted to make sure that you knew it was me. So information that you can give everyone before you actually get here. There are lots to go over, so just a quick rundown. There are 40 workers, about 30 to 40, 8 human security and 10 Fomori security. So they're already prepared for us. Silverline traps leading us directly or funneling us directly to where they want us. They have Bane or spirit-filled security cameras also watching the outskirts of their operation, as well as other CCTV cameras on the actual grounds. They have about 9 spirals and then some in the Umbra, so they've got everything locked down tight.
Okay, I'll be sure to relay everything. Were you able to find the entrance to the hive?
That is something that we weren't able to do. There's just too many traps for us to move around without getting hurt or caught.
Okay.
We assume it's underground.
Right. I mean, that's why we'd want to find the entrance. But okay. And you found out, you know what kind of weapons they have? The Fomori and the human security?
It's all silver. The one trap we ran into was a silver-lined bear trap that caught Dimitri by surprise. They have silver knives, brass knuckles, or in this case, silver knuckles. I'm assuming at this point all their bullets are also silver. It's basically a security detail set up specifically for us.
I'll let everyone know what you've told me. Since we're... Oh, okay, actually out of character. Are we meeting up? Where exactly are we meeting them?
You had a rendezvous point close to the sign, I guess, because that would have been the closest, point that you guys remembered.
Okay, that makes sense. Since we're just a couple hours away from the rendezvous point, it might make sense now to disable as many of the traps as you can before we get there. Staying out of view of the cameras as much as possible. I think it makes sense to take those out as soon as we're here.
That's something we can maybe get to work on. There's also one other thing that I forgot to mention is that they sprayed deer urine everywhere.
Okay.
So they're cutting off a lot of our senses.
Have they been keeping up with it, or was it just when you first arrived?
No, I'm sure they've been keeping up with it because it was difficult to get through it without smelling it everywhere.
Okay. Thank you, Roy.
Mm-hmm.
And I will relay all of that information to everyone, in particular, though, the Silver Fang, the Elder.
Sounds like they're preparing for us in the physical world. We'll talk with your scouts, but perhaps there's a way we can bypass all that by trying to go into the umbral plane first.
I have an idea. Definitely they're getting ready for us. This is a Garu defense. But what if we were to use nature to our advantage? This is on a hillside.
Mm-hmm.
What if we were to cause a mudslide?
With all those trees?
I'm just considering we are heavily outnumbered here. Perhaps we can figuratively take out two birds with one stone. If we perhaps summon water spirits to flood, we could clear out the encampment, possibly kill some of the security and the Fomori, and we make numbers more manageable for us in our defense while the ritual is taking place.
That's possible. Would you be doing it on this side of the gauntlet?
Well, with all the security that's around both the umbral and the physical realm, perhaps it needs to take the summoning ritual of these spirits needs to take place outside the cairn, so that way the summoning is less difficult because of the taint. Probably a little bit of prep work is needed.
Seems like a just plan.
I'd gladly hear out the other Thurges.
As one speaks and goes, it's not a bad plan. I have concerns, though. Specifically, that what if they have their own Thurges? Thurges, especially high-ranking Thurges, have gifts that would make things potentially very bad for us, and could, in fact, harm the spirits we send in. Remember, that is a pit now. There are more worm spirits than there are Gaian spirits.
I see. Mark lets out a frustrated sigh.
Should also consider that by doing things in the Umbra, we have the ability to potentially bypass, all of the humans, and perhaps some of the Fomori. We don't know if they'll be able to come over to go through the gauntlet on their own.
That's true. It's a good point.
So then maybe we should form a beachhead in the Umbral?
That seems like the most reasonable option now. Team, we'll go over the plan with them.
Of course.
As you all get back to the sign and you all congregate, as you see the rather large war party, at least, Roy, Zeb, and Dimitri.
Is it day or night?
It is close to evening at this point.
Okay. Evening, fellas.
Good evening.
Nice to see all three of you in good shape. Looks over at Zeb.
Good enough.
So what's the plan that you guys came up with?
As it stands right now, what we need to do is we need to create a beachhead in the Umbra. Now, you mentioned that there might be there are some spirals in the Umbra, possibly maybe some Fomori in the Umbra.
All we saw were spirals in the Umbra. The Fomori were gathered in the physical.
Okay.
The Ember has scrags, some Banes, and then what I saw to be about 9. Most of their metis, they have the ability to burrow into the earth. I think there are tunnels that are running throughout the Umbra here.
So then that means that if they're able to burrow, did they immediately begin burrowing when you saw them?
I didn't cross over, I took a look and just saw them wandering around this place. So periodically they could just sink into the earth near where I assume might be the hive, but I couldn't tell. The Umbra here, the trees are destroyed. The ground is poisoned. It's as bad as we recall.
Speaking of the poisoned, it was really hard for us to find a reflective surface the closer we got to the Caern heart.
So these umbral portions of the hive then must be their access point. That must be how they're getting in, so the reflective surfaces must be in there. And anybody else following my line of reasoning?
Well, you don't need a reflective surface if you're at the heart of a cairn.
Oh, okay.
But those are only the natural reflective surfaces.
Okay.
If we were to bring along our own mirrors or anything reflective, artificially speaking.
We have lots of Garu in this pack. It's hard to make this call in the umbral beachhead, because if they're able just to burrow down, what's stopping more from burrowing up? So, definitely some input would be welcome.
This is not my specialties.
As you hear kind of a deep sigh from Carl Sitzenkamp, it seems like one of our better options might have to be that we rush the ritual, do some minor harm to the mother, lasting harm too, but close the hive and end the heart of the pit.
Does seem likely. How long did you watch for spirals?
We were watching for hours.
Well, not Zeb. Zeb just looked in the Umbra because that was him peeking in the Umbra.
Oh, yeah, well, there's that.
Right, that's
was a
specifically what I'm asking.
Okay.
It was a short amount of time to look over into the Umbra. We were standing on the edge when security was changing shift. So a few moments maybe.
Then I think it's reasonable to assume that, I mean, of course 9 is the minimum, but we should assume more like 14 or 15, that some of them would have been in the hive itself. So yes, it does sound likely that we would even be potentially outnumbered, even just Spiral to Garu, let alone the Banes and the Scrags.
We need a diversion then. We need to somehow split their forces.
Zeb, are you still friends with that flame spirit?
Friend is a strong word. I could call upon him, perhaps. But again, they could subvert him. And remember, his name, without mercy, we could kill us all.
Well, if we don't have much help, then we're as good as dead anyway.
My words weren't meant to discourage. They were only meant to agree that perhaps the ritual should be rushed.
I have to agree.
This is a conclusion
Agreed.
I would hate to agree to, but I must.
As Carl goes, I agree. May I speak with Kyle, Mark, Calming Storm, and Wild Speaker alone, please?
Okay.
Thank you. As he kind of pulls you off aside and goes, I wish to tell you a story before we go. It's an old Garu legend, and it pertains to our tribe. It's the story of the black unicorn, and how long ago it is said that the gauntlet was young, and unicorn moved through the untainted places, where the gauntlet was so thin that it is said that even men could see past it and occasionally catch glimpses of the spirit. Unicorn heard steps behind him echoing, and he'd always stop, for Unicorn, though a peaceful creature, was a creature of caution. He continued on, and he continued to hear the steps simply out of sync with his own. When he heard something speak below him, it was his shadow. His shadow spoke, and Unicorn asked, "What are you, dear shadow, and why do you hound me so?" The shadow said that he was Unicorn, and Unicorn was he, for when Unicorn stood in the light, his fighting spirit would grow long, and that he would protect Unicorn when darkness threatened that light. And so it was true, but Unicorn learned after many years that when he got too close to the light, his shadow vanished, and so Unicorn sacrificed himself, it is said, for a young child of Gaia, his horn blazing out such light that his shadow vanished, and saved a young Garu warrior whose heart had been pierced by the thorns of some worm creature. The worm creature strangled Unicorn, and Unicorn then resurrected, his shadow separate from him, to defend and fight always. I just have been thinking of that tale recently.
Well, how do you interpret this story?
To make this work, I will have to shine very bright indeed.
Very well then. Then, does that mean we're going to have to forego the latch-stitch plan and just make that the plan? We're going to have to channel as much gnosis as possible to you?
You'll be able to do that and keep your shadow. I just want to say, Mark, I've known you most of your life. Do not let this world harden you. That's all I ask. You've seen very much in your short life. Remember the compassion that Unicorn teaches us. Kyle?
Yes.
I've known you for far less time, but you seem to be a good companion for him, and you have a good head on your shoulders, and you take a pragmatic but compassionate long view. Keep that with yourself as well.
I will do so. But please, know that if there is anything that we can do, any way that we can help you, don't hesitate to ask. Our lives are yours to end this here and now.
Remember me. That is all I ask.
Mark will look at him with a very surprised look, but a very knowing that he cannot change his mind. And a little bit of tears will well up as he just acknowledgingly nods to Carl.
Anyways, he kind of wipes his eyes a little bit. The longer we wait, right?
Indeed. And Mark trying to take comfort in Litany, wherever it dwells. And he looks at Carl.
Whenever it breeds. And so they return to the rest of the group, and you leave this area to find a reflective surface, and you pass into the Umbra as you start to move. You get to the edge of the forest looms, in the Umbra the trees are twice as tall and twice as imposing, the full moon barely glistening and having a rusted tint when you cross the threshold. You feel the decay on your feet as you step in, and you see the trees rumble without a wind. Could I get, except with the exception of Sean, because he's already tried this roll, Perception Occult, difficulty 9.
Let's do this. Difficulty 9, you say?
Is this something that we can willpower or no?
No, it's not.
It's a
'Cause
knowledge thing.
It's a mix of knowledge and noticing that knowledge, yeah.
Fuck. That is a botch.
That is a botch. Okay.
I will not mulligan.
All right. The trees continue to move, and you start activating your gifts.
Unicorn's Arsenal.
Awesome.
I just realized I don't have any combat gifts.
Mother's touch, my guy. That's the only combat gift that I got.
I mean,
don't
it's a
even
good
have
gift.
that.
It's a good gift. It's gonna.
I have Call of the Wild. From what I can pick up, it gives everybody a point of rage. But the downside of
it's
it is,
loud.
yeah.
Do that in combat, I would suggest.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I have a question.
What up?
Does Razor Claws and Redirect Pain stack? Or not Razor Claws, sorry. Resist Pain and Redirect Pain, do they stack?
Yes.
And even though I'm resisting the pain and I don't get those negatives, do they
Correct.
still get the negatives I would be at?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
But they can
why I
still,
said it
but
was
they
a
can
good
still
idea.
resist it if they have resist pain as well. Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. But better to have it than not it if they aren't using it.
Fair enough.
So, just for verbosity, I'm activating Luna's Armor, Fangs of Judgment, Resist Pain, and then I'm going to use Strength of Purpose to try and restore willpower.
Okay. You notice that Carson also activates Luna's armor. So he got 2 as well. You also notice that he turns his claws into silver. Cool, so
Mark
he'll keep that
wants
one.
to have a conversation with Walks with the Forgotten. Kind of
A little
give him
late.
some... Oh, man, really? Not
mean,
like
okay.
conversation.
Okay,
but
now I
like,
got you. Go for it.
He, I'm getting the feeling that this is his first mission ever.
It's not his
Right.
first mission ever, but he doesn't go on them often.
Okay. And pretty much he just wants to be a comforting factor for him because he knows he might be a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
And just support, shoulder to, get into, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are we going... So where we're fighting, it's not the place where they spread all the deer urine in.
Well, you're in the Umbra. That was in the physical world.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Keegan, I'm going to shift to Hispo instead of Krenos for this.
Okay.
Oh my
making sure I
god.
can-
Keep note of that.
Good lord.
Good to know.
Not at all good to know. It's a bad to know. I don't like that.
I'm assuming that's a good guy. Unless that was a perception roll.
Anyway.
Why would that be a good guy? It doesn't roll for the good guys.
I do.
1 second.
And I'm going to activate Lagomorph Spoon because I forgot about that.
Fair. Good call.
Anybody have any, group buffs?
I've got Call of the Wild, but I can't really use it until combat.
Our bard
There you go.
died already. Come on.
Mark's going to change into Hispos as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's just for the amount of days that it doesn't heal for.
God damn.
Oh god.
Sure hope these successes are for friends, because
I really do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same. Because I always wish for my friends to succeed.
That's adorable. And so very sad. Alright, you guys ready?
I don't know.
Nope. Suppose so. It's going to be great.
I'm just gonna...
Man.
Should I start creating a second character now?
I can't do razor claws right now, huh? Just
No,
making
it lasts
sure.
for a scene. Razor Claws lasts for a scene. Why wouldn't you
Oh.
activate it?
Are you guys
I'm
ready?
activating it now.
Hey, just remember, folks, don't dodge. Scars equals glory.
Anyway,
You bring it up and people will still forget to dodge.
As you go in, you start moving. The winds kind of shake, and the area starts to get this kind of Moorish fog. It smells almost like gasoline or carbon monoxide. As you keep moving, all of you may now do a perception occult roll, difficulty 8, if you have occult to use.
Oh, damn. I am like perfect neutral tonight.
Wow.
It's alright. I started
All of
off
us
rolling well, and now it just...
As you start to continue on, moving closer and closer, you're getting close to the heart of the hive, as it almost sounds like a heartbeat pumping away. Can I get a perception alertness, please?
RNG, don't fail me now.
You need 2
Damn it.
What was that?
Oh!
Man.
That's the best roll of the night, Sam. Calling it now.
Nope.
Oh my god.
I'm.
Par!
Oh god.
All
Never
right.
gonna roll this way.
No, never. All right, so Cora, Mark, Kyle, Dimitri, you notice several spirits in the mist watching you. Their eyes gleaming, but they're not coming at you. Not yet. They seem to be waiting for something. It looks like there's maybe 9, maybe 10 of these spirits. You can't get a good look at them through the mist. Cora, you identify them all as scrags, and you notice something else. Every few trees, maybe every other tree or so, you notice glyphs written upon them. They're not ones that you recognize.
Okay, I will. Whoever Carson is, I will catch up to him. I'll kind of nudge him in the shoulder and point out what I'm seeing.
I'm not a thurge. How about you, Sits and Calm? Sits and Calm looks, and even in Krynos, it almost looks like his face goes white as he just goes,
Shit. These trees had the rite of spirit awakening performed on them. They're aware. They're aware Bane trees. Aware Bane trees that are blowing towards our destination without a wind. They know we're coming. And if we run, I bet you all these Banes will jump on us. Not turning back. Turning back. Never turning back.
as you see Sits with Calm go.
I see my father and my mother. I see my brothers.
As he keeps walking forward.
I see the winds and the winter and the great wolf. They howl. Glory, honor, wisdom. These are the bread and butter of the Darrow.
As you hear Ragnar start to continue on the speech.
For we are the fangs of Fenrir, the warriors of Gaia. The mother will not know pain as long as we bleed in her name. Howl, my brothers. Drink tonight, for Valhalla calls us. As we end this fight.
Mark wants to look for Carson's reaction to this.
Do a perception empathy.
Cora feels a stirring of pride and
Dang it.
excitement.
I think it's really important we need to know what the Elder is thinking.
As he goes.
No turning back. Let's go.
As you enter, there are 10 spirals waiting for you. Various kinds. You see an albino spiral holding a great silver blade. It's not quite a clave. It's different as you see the faint glow of balefire upon it. He has large spines hanging off of his body. His eyes gleaming with a kind of rushing joy as you see another in Krynos.
Brothers, sisters, welcome to our humble abode.
You're about 30 yards from each other, staring each other down. You see the heart of the Caern like a festering sore, as it looks like the rocks are a giant bubble of pus bleeding out crimson and green ichor.
We heard of your coming. We tried to make sure that your welcome was grand.
As you hear kind of cackling and gigglings from the forest, as you see maybe 10, 15, no more, 20 scrags at the ready. Can I get a perception alertness difficulty 4?
Whoops.
That was quite the roll, Tyler.
Now it is quite the roll.
Now it is very much quite the roll.
Nice.
Yeah, I would also like to activate Call of the Wild. All right.
While you're doing that, so all of you noticed that there is a single mirror that you can see here in the Umbralscape, not tarnished. And Zeb, you see 2. Zeb, Kyle, you notice the one mirror, it corresponds to that blind spot Roy was talking about, and the other one seems to correspond with the security building that they talked about as well.
Blind spot was outside of their cameras, right? That was
Yes.
it specifically? Okay.
But it was also just at the
And-
front gate.
Also, at this point, since there's no chance of sneaking up on him, I would like to activate Troll Skin.
Okay. As one kind of puffs his chest a little bit. 1 success, so it would not have to
Damn.
give rage.
Damn. Oh yeah, I still have my mulligan. So
Yeah.
can I just?
Yeah,
So
you roll
I
that.
read. Okay, cool. Woo!
So you can give everyone 2 points of rage.
And we're entering combat, so that's another point of rage there.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't
that
rolled
wait for
initiative yet.
everyone?
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
As the one of the Metis, No Fur, goes.
I have heard of you, Carson. Even among the spirals, you are known as a warrior, and one who judges quite fairly. And in some cases, brutally. This does not have to be the end of your story.
As Carson seems to stare at him, contemplating something.
It does not have to be Spiral, especially if I walk away.
Now initiative. Alright, so you guys are up against the slightly... not the elder badasses, but that
Elder
does
Badass
not...
is plural?
Yes.
Oh.
So let me roll for them real quick, and then we can... if you guys could start putting your stuff in the document for me, the initiative, just so I can have that filled out before I go in. On top of these 4 spirals, there are going to be 3 scrags. So the first spiral is going to spend a point of rage to get 2 actions. He is going to do a dodge, and he is going to use the gift Distraction on Cora. The next one is the Scrag. The Scrag is just going to go for the closest target, which we will say is Roy.
Woo!
Roy.
I'm dodging and spending a point of rage to attack the Scrag. 2. With, going for a bite.
Cool. Scrag 3 is going to go for Cora. Zeb.
All right, I'm going to spend a point of rage. The first action will be to dodge, and the second one will be to attack Scrag 2 with a bite. And I'm going to have to make a rage roll on my pass for that.
Okay. Mark.
So there doesn't seem to be anything attacking Mark
Yes.
for now yet. So we're gonna do a dodge, and then we're gonna spend 2 rage.
Okay.
So dodge and 2 attacks.
Oh, I heard just 2 attacks. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
No.
Okay.
No.
Who are you attacking?
whichever one.
The only one you cannot attack is Midnight's Kiss, because you do not see them.
Right. Which one attacked us first?
So far, the first attack one would be Scrag 2.
And they went after who?
Roy.
Roy? Okay, so I'll go after that one.
Okay, and what are your attacks going to be?
2 bites.
Alright. Scrag 1 is going to attack Mark, and then Bleeds the Innocent is going to spend 2 points of rage, 1 for a dodge, and then 1 for an attack on Cora, and using the gift Weak Arm on Cora.
Doesn't that take an entire turn to activate?
It says Weak Arm. The player rolls Perception Brawl. Each success grants 1 die to the attack roll or the damage roll for that opponent. For instance, the Philodox who gets 4 successes could combine them however suits 2 on damage to distribute. Oh no, you're right. Never mind. So they will do that and... Oh, okay. Okay, you know what? They will actually spend only 1 rage and do a bite attack. And a bite and a claw on Cora. The other one is... Or actually... No, they'll just use Weak Arm on Cora. This one is going to sneak attack Cora and specifically do a hamstring maneuver.
I feel so bad for Cora.
Dimitri?
I'm thinking of probably, since Cora's being horribly ganged up on, I'm going to go after Scrag 3. I'm going to spend 2 rage to do 2 claw attacks.
Okay. Alright, Kyle?
I am going to spend 2 rage, and I will 1 dodge, I guess, and then 2 claw attacks on Brand Bleeds the Innocent.
Alright. Delilah Throatbiter is going to use her... is going to spend 3 points of rage. 1 for a dodge, and then... So, dodge, and we're going to do 2 claws on Kyle. Cora.
Dodge.
Okay.
I feel like that's fair. We're gonna spend 3 rage, and let's see, Greg 3 is being taken care of. Brian is being. This is not. Oh, Brand Bleeds the Innocent. Is that on Cora too?
The Weak Arm, yeah.
Is that a gift? Or
It is a
that
gift.
Fantastic.
It will just make him better at attacking you later.
Okay.
Yep. But luckily he has another gift under his pocket because he was not always a Black Spiral Dancer.
Hey.
Which you notice some of these Black Spirals, that seems to be the case, because you know for a fact one is using Dazzle, a Child of Gaia gift, while they're fighting the other pack. And another one, you notice specifically Delilah's claws are steaming with ice.
I recognize. Brand's being taken care of. Scrag 3 is being taken care of. Figure out if I'm going for Midnight's Kiss or Delilah.
You can't, you don't see her yet.
Oh, I don't
They're
see
hidden.
her yet, even
No,
though...
They added +9 to your perception difficulties to see them before they attack.
Okay.
That's what that 9 roll was.
Gotcha. Okay. So... Damn.
So the only way to attack her is anyone after her in the initiative order who decides to change their action.
Gotcha. Okay.
This turn, right?
Yes.
I guess I'm gonna go after Lila.
Okay.
And I'm going to do 2 claw attack.
All right. Do your 2 claw attacks. She dodges. And then after your claw attack, you'll need to make a Dex Athletics roll, difficulty 8.
Yeah.
But now you need to do a Dex Athletics roll, difficulty 8. Oof. As you strike, your hand gets trapped in her shadow. As you feel the tarry stickiness of her shadow catching you. You now make your second attack roll at a +2 difficulty. So 2 roll over.
Nice.
More than half. Or not. Okay.
As you strike and you see the withered, almost like tattooed human skin that she's wearing as armor catch your remaining claws. Cora, all attempts to dodge until you free yourself from her shadow automatically fail. And because their Galliard did Song of the Hero, they get a +4 to all their brawl rolls. So Delilah is attacking Kyle. She hits with 1 roll over.
Bitch. Also, +4 to brawl is insane.
It is a pretty great Galliard gift, yes.
What rank is that?
3.
Shit.
You do a roll diff 8, and the number of successes give extra dice to 1 ability to every Garu and kin on your side listening.
Well, I know what gift I'm getting next when it comes around.
So 6 aggravated damage. You take a 1 die penalty on top of your pain because you are now shivering, and it will take 4 days for this damage to heal naturally through your regeneration. With the exception of the holy shit I'm dying death roll.
Right. Does resist pain work on the shivering?
It does not, so you'll have a -1 penalty.
Okay.
Because it's not pain, you're just violently shaking from the cold. Second attack. Alright.
Thank God.
So you soaked that one. Kyle, it's your turn.
Okay. And the die penalty, is that to both attack and damage?
Just attack.
Okay.
Bran is going to use an automatic spend of rage for his gift called Flame Dance, which allows him to reflexively dodge any attack regardless of when he declares it on initiative order.
Oh my God. These fucking people.
We are the virgin Wojak of the Garu. Jesus Christ.
We're gonna die.
Not if I die first.
It's like, Jesus Christ, I feel so fucking bad. I think I just led us into a killing field.
All right.
That's that.
That is that. Dimitri, 2 attacks on Scrag 3.
Yes. So there's the first one to hit.
Okay. Let me see. It's not dodging, so that's all roll over.
Nice. Okay.
So you do 1
There we
damage.
Awesome.
1 damage to Scrag 3.
Alright, so then here's the second attack.
Alright. So same damage roll as last time. Nice. So 4 damage on that Scrag. Alright, the sneak attack on Cora. Hamstringing time. And if you could roll soak, please, Sam.
Yeah, I can roll soak.
All right, you soaked it, so she does not rip your hamstring out, and you still have use of your back leg.
Perfect. That's phenomenal. Love it.
Weak arm time.
Yay! Is there any way to...
No, it's because it's enhancing himself.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, and he's putting that all to damage since he's already got +4 to brawl, so, why put more on brawl? So he gets +2 damage to Cora. Alright, Scrag 1, attack and mark.
I will dodge.
You dodge as you see the Scrag kind of chitter like an insect as it leaps at you, claws raking through the sky in the mist. As you leap back, it swipes at the earth and you see dirt flying in all directions as the creature gives off its little chirping squeal at you. All right. It is your turn, Mark.
Alrighty. In response to his squeal, he'll just growl, and then he'll attack.
All right. Roll that attack. It's not dodging. Nice. All roll over.
Nice. Any opponent bearing a wound delivered by the unicorn's arsenal loses 2 dice from all attack rolls until the wound has healed.
All right. So he's rolled 4 soaks, so you need to do more than 4 damage for this to work.
Alrighty, cool. Oof.
Not in this case. As you go, as it screeches, you give kind of a bite. You grab the arm as you rip, but instead you just see the filthy chitin kind of rip back, and kind of that gunky bug stretch comes off of the chunk you take off, and you just see a fresh chunk there, as if there was no damage, as you drop the plate as it kind of dissolves into the earth in front of you as you give a mighty growl. And bite 2.
Alrighty. I will aim for the bear part.
Okay. 2 roll over. 4 damage as you succeed in hitting that same sort of bald spot as you crunch down, and the green ichor blood screams out of the arm as you rip back with your teeth. The spirit gives out a scream as the droplet of green blood that falls from its arm, each one playing a different murder scene that the spirit had witnessed within its lifetime. Zeb.
All right, that's the attack roll.
All right. So you did 2 points of damage as after the creature kind of screams, you rush in. As it turns with its hand, it looks up, another hispo runs by as you grab a chunk of its shoulder and you rip a chunk out as you see a horrible... As the strings of the flesh also form like another murder scene as you see a man stabbing someone in a back alley with the blade twisting, and as you finish, the strands of flesh break the scene off as you spit it out, and the creature roars out in agony. All right.
I think it has -2 roll now.
All right, and now it is Scrag 3 attacking Cora, who cannot dodge.
You got this, Cora.
As it leaps forward, screaming as its hands kind of shift into each finger turning into a different implement of murder. As you see like a broken bottle, a knife, an ice pick, and hands that seem to be strangling a phantom throat.
Let me know when to...
Roll soak.
I'll soak. Now?
Yeah. So you take 3 points of lethal damage.
That's fine. Is it my target now since it's attacking me?
What do you mean?
Oh, I have redirect pain.
Yes, you would have that. That would be the case.
Okay, so it's got a -2.
Cool. All right. Roy?
Ooh, that's my attack roll. 4 rollover.
All right.
6.
Nice. So you did 4 damage as your jaws clench around the head of the scrag as you hear the screams of its victims all in unison as you pop the head and crunch down as blood and bile bleed down your jaws.
Yes.
All right, and distraction on Cora. So distraction is a wits performance. Cora, what's your willpower?
My willpower is 6.
As he starts doing these horrible sort of yipping sounds in his Krynos, kind of like this earworm that's really starting to get under your skin, you must subtract 5 dice from your die pools for the next 3 turns.
Oh, God. Okay.
That is also a Galliard gift, FYI.
It'd be real cool to have a Galliard here.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Don't take it out on the new person, Sam.
Sorry.
Don't worry, Thomas. You'll get used
Higher
to it.
level Galliard.
All right, so this spiral is going to spend a point of willpower to activate the gift Gnaw, which will make his bite attack stronger. And then on top of that, he is going to which doesn't cost anything to activate. He is going to spend 1 point of rage for a dodge and a bite on, well, probably Cora, since that's who he did distract on, and he wants to capitalize on it.
Oh God.
Very nice.
Roy?
Who am I closest to now?
You would be closest to Scrag 1 now.
Then I will dodge and claw at Scrag 1.
Okay. So Scrag 3 is going to once again attack Cora. Cora, if you want to be able to dodge, you're going to have to spend time ripping yourself from the tar shadow. Just as an FYI.
Yep.
Zeb?
I think this will be just kind of a standard thing. Again, this will be expending a rage for an extra action to dodge, and then to attack. I guess we'll just kind of gang up with the rest of the team on the next scrag.
Okay. Mark?
I'll just follow Zeb's lead. I'll go after his target.
Okay, so dodge and claw at Scrag or bite?
We will dodge, and then we will spend 1 rage. Actually, we'll spend 2 rage again, and we'll do the first attack as a bite, because I want to go for, like, what I would think the neck area is.
Okay.
And then the second attack will be a claw, and because I'm in, like, Hispos, I'm going to pretty much just be taking all 4 of the claws and just raking at him. Kind of like use the bite to latch onto him, and then use my claws to just rake at him.
Okay. Scrag 1 is deciding
How much willpower can I use?
only 1.
Only 1. I will spend 1 willpower for an automatic success on the first attack.
Okay. The Scrag deciding that this is looking pretty harsh is going to decide to incite a frenzy on Zeb.
Oh, good.
No!
And then Zeb will have to roll randomly to see if he keeps attacking this Scrag or if he attacks Mark. If he succeeds. Because you guys aren't part of the same pack. Bleeds the Innocent is going to... Oh, whoops. That's my fault. Whoops-a-doodle. These guys are able to... They get 1 extra dot in Brawl. I forgot about that. And they have 2 extra dots in Soak because they're following Green Dragon from their totem.
It's getting even harder.
And so...
We're in the Umbra, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bran is going to spend 2 points of rage again. He's going to dodge once, and he is going to vomit Balefire on Cora.
Of course he is.
And claw her.
Alright.
Midnight's Kiss is going to run into the forest and attempt to reestablish their stealth and spend a point of rage to dodge. Alright. Dimitri?
I am going to claw at Scrag 3 and just
Okay.
kind of focus on that one.
Alright. Claw on Scrag 3. It's not claw Cora. That would be hilarious, but...
God. No!
Surprise, Dimitri is actually howls in misery.
Why did you bring me back here, Cora? Claw, claw, claw. If I wanted to die, you should have just let me die on the side of the road. Would have been less painful that way.
Don't be weak!
Alright, Kyle.
I guess I'll spend 2 more rage
Okay.
and dodge and claw. Bran dodges all the time. Twice.
Pretty hypocritical that you spent a point of rage to dodge and call him
I'm just
out for
saying that he can
dodging.
do it at any point, no matter what.
It's a Fiona
Like-
gift.
It's Fiona bullshit.
That That sounds like the Hank Hill equivalent
What
of "I'll kick your ass."
Yeah,
What a get thing to say.
right?
You're on a bullshit.
And so Delilah will spend 2 points of rage, 1 to dodge, and then 1 to claw Cora, and then 1 to claw Kyle, as she whispers in Cora's ear, "There's still a chance to join us, sister."
You can fuck right off.
Alright, and Cora.
So I think first I'm going to try and break free of the tar shadow.
Okay,
And I'm just adding up rage right now.
okay.
And I'm going to dodge. Then I'm going to attack someone.
Who are you gonna attack?
That's who I'm figuring out.
Okay.
Let's see. Greg is being taken care of. Bran is being attacked. So Cool and Delilah. I am going to attack. I guess I'm going to go after Delilah again, since I don't want to run into the balefire vomit.
Fair.
Gross.
Which is still a chance though, because you're gonna have to make another Dex Athletics if you do free yourself
Yeah.
to not get stuck again.
Oh shit, that's right. No, I think we're gonna go after Bran this time.
Okay,
Only
so
Delilah for now.
you're freeing yourself, attacking Bran, and dodging.
Yeah, so that's
So 2 rage. Roll Strength Athletics, difficulty 6. So you free yourself.
And I'm gonna claw at Bran.
All right. So you did 3 rollover. So you did 1 ag.
Oh, also, he has the -1 now from my. And then, if he survives, hopefully he doesn't. It takes. What did I roll? Oh, it doesn't take any days to heal. That's what it was. Pretty good.
Now Delilah's clawing at you. So 1 rollover. All right, you soaked it up. And now she's attacking Kyle.
Get her, Kyle. Get it.
It's not looking good.
No.
No.
It's frenzy or death here, most likely.
All right, so that's 3 rollover.
Botch it. Botch it.
No. So 3 damage, Kyle.
All right, well, and that is
As-
enough to knock me out. So
Yeah. As she kind of grabs a hold of you, grabs you by the top of your mouth, and swings her arm with her claws, cracking your jaw.
I needed that.
All right, roll rage and diff 8. Oh, one success. So you healed. You're incapacitated, and your incapacitated health level. You are at 1 health left, and you are frenzied.
All right.
You gained
did
the
it.
battle scar. You gained the battle scar of the wound healing wrong. As your jaw tries to reconnect itself violently, it doesn't quite. So your jaw is now forever somewhat crooked, increasing the difficulty of bite attacks by 1, until you take 3 points of lethal damage to break the jaw and set it correctly.
So is this not a permanent scar then because of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you'll always have kind of a crooked jaw, but the difficulty increase will potentially be gone.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, Kyle, you're attacking Bran twice.
I am. And now I no longer take the shivering penalty, correct?
You do still.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's-
okay.
oh, yep.
Nothing is better.
No dodge, though. 4 rollover. Very nice.
Fuck this guy.
God damn. So that's...
Nicely done.
What is that? 7 points of damage, so Bran's got to make his rage roll. As you go in, breaks your jaw, you come back, you rip his eye out, catch his eye socket, break the cheekbone, your finger launches out of the bottom of his upper jaw, slashing down the body as you just see blood bone and a little bit of brain splatter out of the wound. And Bran rolls his rage.
I feel like that would be particularly inspiring.
And he heals 3 points as you see chunks of the brain starting to recollect inside the head. His eyes blaze with fury, and he roars back at Kyle. Kyle, it's your second attack.
He can't dodge anymore, right?
Correct.
Thank fucking God. Small miracles.
All right,
Oh,
so it's the same roll as last
There
time.
it is. Yeah, run back, please.
6 damage as you don't care. As the wound heals, he starts to recollect himself. He roars at you, and your arm shoots forward. You grab his throat, and you grab, ripping out the windpipe and the sternum, cracking as entrails, guts, and blood splatter all over you and onto the ground. As Bran bleeds, the innocent bleeds all over his hive's grounds.
That's fucking brutal.
Ah, that's just so cool.
I would have words about it if I could speak.
All right, Dimitri.
Oh yeah, I was gonna.
Strike 3, yep. Claw.
Yes. I'm sorry, that was so metal. I forgot what I was doing. All right, time to claw.
No.
Oh.
No. All right. So Midnight's Kiss is running into the woods. They are attempting to reestablish stealth. It's diff 8 for them, as they do not succeed.
Good.
All right. Scrag 1 is attempting to incite frenzy on Zeb. Zeb, what is your willpower?
6.
6. All right, and it rolls its rage and spends a point of essence. All right. Which means it hurts itself, but, it's willing to take that risk. Not Thrall of the Worm, but you do go into a berserk frenzy.
All right.
Mark?
Alrighty. So nothing's attacking me, so it seems like I'm not dodging. So I'm just gonna attack the scrag that frenzied Zeb.
All right, make that attack. Remember, you get 1
Okay.
bonus success on the bite attack.
Yep.
2, all roll over.
Okay.
You bite the throat, but nothing as you kind of catch hold. Make your claw attack.
Alrighty.
Nice. So you did 3 damage as you hold on and your claws rake down as you kick off and you backflip back, growling. It is at this point that you hear Sits and Calm going,
Brothers, I need aid now.
as he looks at Zeb and goes, Zeb, you're kind of frenzy. His call snaps you out of your frenzy.
Okay.
As he goes,
All of your gnosis now.
as you notice that the spiny spiral with the blade has now finished off Carl and has killed Wahali.
Point of continuity. Sits and Calm is Carl, right?
Or, yeah, Carl's calling.
Alright,
I'm
so
sorry,
Carl's
not Carl.
calling.
Carson, I'm sorry.
Yep, Carson.
So Carson has been brought down as you were able to break away from the fight and rush. Kyle, Cora, you're trying to keep the scrags off the best you can as you're biting, snapping, everything you can. Same with you, Roy and Dimitri. I need you to... As he goes,
Give me all of your gnosis, please.
Will do. I sink my 4 gnosis into him.
Yeah, I'll give him 5.
okay, so that's all bonus dice. As he calls forth the spirit, as you see him channel everything, as he burns out all of his permanent dots of gnosis.
Damn.
As he literally burns the spirit out of himself. His ritual continues on as he dances and he sings, as he speeds it up faster and faster and faster, as you see the gnosis leaving his body, and the song ends, and you hear the heartbeat stop, and he looks at you all, including the last remaining members of the other pack, and he simply packs and just whispers,
Run.
as his body turns to dust.
Shit.
Mark is going to stress the point because he just witnessed one of his Sept and Caern disappear before his eyes and just yell in the Garu Hispos form he can say,
Run.
As you start running, as you see one of the security guys come through the gauntlet as you're running. He's got his rifle as he shifts into an ape. It's not Maxwell. As the ape changer takes aim...
Keegan, am I running? Can I run?
Yeah, your frenzy is ended.
Oh, okay. That's
because
nice.
because the source of your frenzy is ended. As you see as the ape takes aim, and he fires, and the bullet goes right through the heart of Walks with the Forgotten. His chest explodes in bloody gore.
Mark, does he see this?
Yeah, as he crashes forward and rolls pathetically.
He must run. He must hold it back. He must survive.
As the ape changer gets off one last shot as well. As he misses as the bullet zings by Graham.
Whew.
And you run past the bond and you hear the howls of the spirals trying to chase you. And we'll see what happens next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We will catch you in that next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.